My name is Greg Mortenson. I'm the Executive Director of Central Asia Institute. I also wrote a book called 3 Cups of Tea, and more recently, Stones into Schools. And for the last 17 years, I've been setting up schools and promoting literacy, especially for girls, in remote mountain regions of Pakistan, Afghanistan, and more recently in the tribal areas and areas of conflict on the Pakistan-Afghanistan border. What 3 cups of tea means is, I learned this from an old village chief in a little village called Korfe in northeast Pakistan. 3 cups of tea means that the first cup you're a stranger, and the second sipping you're a friend, and the third cup you become family. And for a family, we're prepared to do anything, even die. I first went to K2, to Pakistan to climb K2, the world's second highest mountain, which is in the Karakoram mountain range, to honor my sister Krista, who had died from very severe epilepsy. And this was back in 1993. I didn't quite make it to the top. Coming off the mountain, I was weak and exhausted. And 5 days later, I stumbled into a little village called Korfe, where I saw 84 children sitting in the dirt during their school lessons. When I saw those kids, they asked me for help to build a real school and get a proper teacher there. So that is where I started this initiative now for 17 years to promote education literacy in Pakistan and Afghanistan. I believe that we can drop bombs, we can surge troops, we can put in electricity, we can build roads, we can put in computers, we can put in hand out condoms, but if we don't educate girls, nothing will change in a society. Educating girls has many impacts in a society. It reduces the infant mortality. It decreases the population explosion. It also improves the quality of health and life itself. When girls are educated, they also tend to teach their mothers how to read and write. Boys don't do that quite as much. Also, when girls are educated, studies around the world show that about 2/3 of educated girls tend to go back to their communities or their regions. Only about 1/3 of boys or young men who get an education tend to go back to their area. Many boys then migrate on as they get their education. They go to cities and try and get jobs. When girls learn how to read and write too, they can read newspapers for their mothers. Educated women are also much less likely to encourage their son to get into violence or into terrorism. And I've seen that happen, especially since 9/11. The Taliban, their primary recruiting grounds are from illiterate, impoverished society, because many educated women will refuse their son, even at gunpoint or threat of their lives, to join the Taliban. We are, our efforts and what we do has been made possible not by government funding. We don't take any government funding, but it's by small foundations. And so it's really exciting to me to be able to share with you the result of some of your initiatives that help support it with the Association of Small Foundations and the Crescenti Family Trust. I really think that the future is in good hands. In Afghanistan, 10 years ago, in 2000, there were approximately 800,000 children in school. They were nearly all boys. And this is at the height of the Taliban. Today, 2010, there are over 9 million children in school in Afghanistan, including 2.8 million females. This is the greatest increase in school enrollment in any country in modern history. It's something that very few Americans are aware about. The reason that has happened, in part it's been because of the foreign aid and the government presence, but the real driving factor behind this is simply the desire and tenacity of women and girls to be able to go to school. And I think the reason the Taliban, why are they so terrified of little girls going to school, I think it's because their greatest fear, it's not a bullet, but it's a pen. And what they fear the most is if that girl gets an education, grows up, becomes a mother, the value of education will go on in the community. In the Hadith, which is a part of the teachings of Islam, the Hadith says that the ink of a scholar is greater than the blood of a martyr, which means that the pen is more powerful than the sword. I wish I could be with you in Texas on this wonderful fall season. I'm pre-taping this, but I'll probably be overseas in Afghanistan, but I really celebrate with you your convention, and the real difference that can be made, it's always in the world, is it's people. People bring peace, and small foundations. In the U.S., we often think bigger is better, but I think smaller is better. I'd like to leave you with a quote from Martin Luther King Jr., who said that even if the world ends tomorrow, I'm going to plant my seed today. And that seed, I believe, is education. And it's also the work that all of you do with the Association of Small Foundations. So thank you very much, and I wish you the best, and God bless you. Thanks.